Steven come out to play?
Hi.
Hi.
Friends of Steven?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Steven, you've got company. Will you take off your shoes, please?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, hi, Steven.
No. I'm out. I'm clean.
Just calm down, buddy. Just ask you a few questions. We'll be right out of your hair.
All right.
So you had a little run-in with the guy they call the vigilante.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, what did he say to you?
Nothing, man. Nothing.
The guy comes in and slaughters everyone but you. He doesn't say anything. Come on, what did he say to you?
He told me to stay away from you guys. He said if I didn't, he'd kill me.
Oh, so you let an empty threat like that bully you around?
He had a gun up against my head.
Come on, Steven. We both know why he's scared of you.
How's that?
It's gotta be a relative of yours. Cousin, brother,
No,
maybe a close friend? Don't play dumb with me, Steven.
I'm not playing dumb with you. I'm telling you.
Shut up! It'd make this much easier if you just let me know what it is you know.
I don't know who he is.
Tell me what it is you know, or I will be forced to cause you a considerable amount of pain. Because you
Leave him alone! He doesn't know anything!
I know you don't want that, no. But to tell you the truth and make all the words you relinquish the more satisfying. No, you don't want that.
This is my house, you guys know, right? Get out! Get out of my house!
I swear to God, I know nothing. No, nothing.
No, I won't hesitate to kill you. It would make it much easier if you would just tell me what it is you know.
I swear to God.
Leave him alone! Leave him alone! Let go of him right now!
God said nothing.
That fear, that primal instinct, it smells delicious. Shall we?
Get out of my house! This is my house! Shut up! Yes, do not let go of me!
Nothing, man. I swear to God. Nothing.
Ian, gun, head.
God.
Right here, right now, I am God.
I know that. Oh! 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 Oh!
I guess you didn't know anything. I guess.
Trying to sleep, people break your doors.
Go run the rest of the boss's errands. I'm gonna introduce myself to that guy. What do you say?
Little did Ian and Andrew know someone had their eyes on him. Ian went about his errands as he was told, all the while being watched without him knowing. He stopped in an alley near Mancreet PD headquarters to get some Vasocaine to the commissioner, free of charge to keep things quiet. Then stopped by a local pizza joint to pick up protection money from the owner. The poor guy was short a few bucks, so Ian treated him with the butt of his gun until his arm got tired. A little while later, Ian went back to Shinto. But before he went in, he looked across the street, and he saw a man staring right back at him. They got a nice long stare at each other before the mysterious man started walking away. Ian didn't think of it much, but later started connecting the dots. So who was the witness of Ian's evil deeds? Isn't it obvious? It's the vigilante. Two things are known about the vigilante. First, he was originally from Mancreet. And second, he was a war veteran. Now, before the vigilante joined the Marines or Army or whatever, Mancreet was just a normal city. Crime wasn't outrageous. Corruption was next to non-existent. And the guy that would become the vigilante, he was pretty ordinary too. He didn't have a lot going on. He went to a normal high school. Who knows why he wanted to become the vigilante? Maybe it was out of not having a sense of what to do with his life. Maybe he wanted to be a war hero. Anyway, he joined right when all that shit started to get real in Iraqistan, or whatever. He was a good soldier, I'm sure, but taking lives and seeing his friends die really fucked him up. I'm guessing his mental state went under the radar with his superiors. After proving himself time and time again, he was sent off to special ops. Right around that time, something must have snapped, and the vigilante was born. His squad was on a mission to find and capture a group of bad guys that had some really important information. Like Bin Laden important. So other than that, what made this group of bad guys special? Well, they were responsible for killing a bunch of the vigilante's buddies and killing a bunch of American reporters publicly. Like I said, our man didn't show any signs of being emotionally or mentally compromised. So, he and his team moved in. They managed to get the terrorists subdued, killing only 2 and wounding 1. The only problem is they wouldn't talk. Later they were brought to a US base and isolated. Our guy snuck into their cells and started questioning them himself. He started with the actual mission-related stuff. Broke some of their fingers to get them talking. But still, nothing. He started to get pissed. The questions started to turn to the subject of the Americans being killed. Then, the shit hit the fan. He took out his gun and blew them all away before anyone can stop him. For disobeying orders and killing unarmed prisoners with intel they needed, they gave him a dishonorable discharge. They had a shrink analyze him on a psychological level. It was clear that something was fucked up in his head, but they let him go without any life-ending consequences. He came back home to Mancreet to find it completely in ruins. A district of the city had been completely destroyed by riots. Drug dealers, prostitution, killers, thieves, etc., etc. Yeah, you remember how fucked up it was. So anyway, the disgraced war vet saw how much the city he grew up in was decayed. His parents were long gone, but he still had a sister. She filled him in about a lot of the specifics, at least what was publicly identified. After a few weeks of being back, the war vet started to get involved. He wandered around the streets until he found criminal activity. He underestimated everything, though. After a few run-ins with street thugs, he found that they were all well armed, and he knew he had to get serious if he was going to do some serious damage. He got whatever gear together that he kept from his service. From there, he started to build up an armory of weapons he picked off of his victims. The police took notice right away, as you'd think. They, of course, made the vigilante look worse than the criminals he hunted, but the cops couldn't do much. The vigilante had some serious skills and was well trained. He didn't have to worry much about them. Not even Shinto was a concern for him at that time. And you know what? They didn't see him as a threat either. He was sloppy. I mean, I guess he was efficient enough. He was just hunting without any discretion. I mean, everybody he killed was small-time crooks. He knew if he was going to make a difference, he would have to secure targets of significant importance. That's where a whore named Star came in. She worked out a business proposition with him. She would risk her own skin by getting names and locations of bad guys to the vigilante, and in return, he would take any and all cash and valuables off of the dead. So that was a few months of their lives. Star would get the intel, and the vigilante would mop everything up. And Star would get the profits, and the cycle would continue over and 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 over. The vigilante became something more than a war vet with an arsenal of weapons. He became a ghost, a demon. He became death. He started to struck fear in anyone involved in a criminal life. He didn't compromise. He didn't forgive. He didn't forget. This wasn't a struggle for vengeance. This was all-out war. No criminal was safe. It didn't matter if they worked for Sal, Morelli, Koufax, or Shinto. The vigilante slaughtered them all. Koufax was just another face on the wall. After a while, dozens of the professional criminals were dead, and the dots were connecting to the big shots. Star had just gotten a lead on some top-level guys, and guess who it was? Ian. After months of fighting the scum in the city, the vigilante finally had someone that he could use to make some real progress. But first, he had to dig a bullet out of his arm. The following morning, Anderson was informed about the demise of Marty Koufax. With an employee of significance dead, there was a threat in the vigilante. So as you know, Anderson sent Andrew and Ian to fetch information on the vigilante. Blah, blah. And the vigilante was trailing Ian from the moment he exited. Once our guy was spotted, he took off and prepared for the night. But instead of going back to his super secret hideout, he got a phone call instead. A phone call from his sister, who he has been too busy killing guys to keep in touch with. As much as he wanted to ignore her, he thought it was best to just go visit her. You know, to keep her from suspecting he was a bloodthirsty mass murderer.
So, that guy I was telling you about.
Your boyfriend?
Well, I don't know that we can actually call him that quite yet, but he might stop by in a little bit. What's up?
How did this place just get so fucked up? Came back after just a year and the entire city is degraded to shit. I mean, the criminals practically own it. They're organized and clever enough to just fuck everyone over. They have all the money while people just sit in poverty. People spend their only money on drugs, and when they run out, they whore themselves out for more. People go around stealing and raping and killing others. And the victims are almost always innocent. The city destroys itself while the degenerates that are responsible sit in the safety of their towers and look down at the heaping pile of shit they created. They're the drug dealers. They are the thieves. They are the rapists. They are the murderers. They own the city. The government's not going to fix it. The police aren't going to fix it. The entire society is rotten. This is our home. This is where we grew up. It's not fucking right.
Hey, don't worry about it. Plus, that vigilante guy looks like he's taking care of everything, so you don't have to.
Yeah, I guess so.
Plus, I don't know, it's kind of cool. We have our own superhero.
He's not a hero. Heroes don't murder criminals. Find a better way. They save people. This guy hasn't done anything for anyone.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't he basically saving people by killing the bad guys before anyone else gets hurt?
Maybe.
Oh, that's him.
Hey,
Hey!
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey, didn't I see you out on the street?
I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure I did. Small world, huh? Good to meet you. I mean,
Yeah.
Ian is an assistant. Where did you say again?
to keep it simple, I am the assistant to a head of a company here in the city. And what do you do?
Nothing.
He was in the army. He just got back a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sarah, I just remembered I have some things that I have to do.
Okay.
It's nice meeting you, man.
Yep.
Your brother is a little weird.